Stephanie, hi. Hi. How was your day off? I hope it was pleasant for you. If you wouldn't mind grabbing Susie, I would like to see both of you in my office as soon as possible. I have Jim coming over from the platform to cover the drive through and the lobby for you. Yep, and I'll see you in. Susie! Hey, Casey wants to see us in our office. Do you mind following me back? She has Jim covering the line in the drive through. Thanks. What in tarnation is she going on about? I don't know what Casey wants to see both of us for. It's so strange. Casey, Stephanie, there you are. There you ladies are. I just, not really sure what the point of this here meeting is. I'm just a little confused. Stephanie, Susie, thank you for coming in today. Stephanie, you might have an inkling of what we're going to be discussing, but Susie, you are pretty unaware of the situation because of what happened was without your knowledge. So I just wanted to kind of explain this to both of you because you are the two involved parties. There was an employee that had heard Stephanie on the phone and had heard her voice start to pick up, Susie, your accent. And when they heard this, they thought that Stephanie was on the phone with another branch making fun of you, Susie, which we know Stephanie didn't do that. But because he reported it to HR, I had to bring Stephanie into my office with a conference call with HR to get to the bottom of this, just to make sure that there was no wrongdoing. Now that we have gotten to the bottom of it, Susie, I know you are sitting there shocked face because you have no idea what we're talking about here. Stephanie, if you don't mind explaining a little bit of what you were telling me with your diagnosis. Of course. Susie, as you might know, I've talked to you about my autism and how I suspect that I am autistic. I have a formal diagnosis appointment coming up. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Anyways, as I've been learning about autism, I've also learned about some of the things that go along with it, the comorbidities. And with that, I just wanted to acknowledge that I've been learning a lot about some of my little quirky traits. You know how I like to sing or mix up the words of the song sometimes and make up my own but to a familiar beat, or sometimes someone will say something and you'll hear me repeat it like 5 or 6 times even after they're gone, or like obviously after they're gone. I'm not going to do that to their face. But that's called echolalia. I've been learning a lot about it, and sometimes it's controlled and sometimes it's uncontrolled. And what happened on the phone was kind of an uncontrolled, I accidentally started speaking with your accent and I slipped in and out of it. So I think that's kind of what led this perception for the other employee to call on, because I wasn't laughing or anything. It wasn't like that. I was on the phone with customer service trying to get this check identified for this business to make sure we got the proper endorsement. You know what I mean? Oh, for heaven's sakes. Stephanie, I am so sorry that you had to go through all of that. I never would have acted or been offended by what you were mimicking me. If anything, I take a little bit of pride because ain't nobody going to be able to imitate little Miss Susie Q over here. I am one of a kind and ain't nobody taken from my divine. But anyways, Stephanie, I am just beside myself with how this has affected you. I have seen you so emotional over the last couple of days, and to now understand that all of this is because of me and my accent. Oh, honey, I never would have been upset with you, and I'm so sorry that somebody else saw and took what they wanted to off of just the little bit that they heard from you. And I know that you would never, and I'm just so grateful. And I want you to understand as well that my son is autistic. I know I don't speak a lot about what's going on with me, but my son was diagnosed nonverbal autistic about 5-6 years ago, and And I gotta say, there's a lot of misconception with him being nonverbal. He has echolalia as well. I know exactly what that is because he will repeat words. But that does not mean that he is verbal. That does not mean that he can speak in sentences. And people have a really hard time with understanding that because they are looking at the capabilities. They're like, well, he's able to say words, so he should be speaking. But people are just so mean. And Stephanie, I love you to pieces. I never would have suspected that all of this comes back to little old me. So if we can just hug it out, I would really appreciate it. Susie, you are the absolute sweetest. You're gonna make me cry. Can we hug? Can we hug it? Is that okay, Casey? Can we hug it out? Okay. Thank you. Trying so hard not to cry right now, but you have no idea how much you mean to me. And just you saying that. Man, I love you guys. Thank you. Susie, you can go ahead and go back to the teller line. I greatly appreciate it if you send Jim to lunch. Make sure he knows to be back for the 4 o'clock meeting. Thank you. Stephanie, if you wouldn't mind staying a little bit longer. Thank you. I just wanted to have a conversation with you going into a little more depth of what we talked about with HR and then bringing together the information from today. I just wanted you to know that as you get everything in order with your doctor and you're able to get those formal documentation that's required for HR to make sure that we can get the proper accommodations for you, I wanted you to know that you didn't have to fear for your job. I do understand that it takes time, and I want you to know that you have an advocate in me. I really like to think of all of us here at this branch as family. We spend enough time together, and we take care of each other here. And I really appreciate you and everything you do for just me. I could not be the branch manager I am if I did not have the assistant manager that I have in you. And I do not take that for granted. And I know that call with HR was really scary, and I just wanted to open up this space for that, for how you might have felt within that space, and give you a moment. I mean, thank you. Thank you for saying that. I know that I've had a hard time, but I feel so much better after this meeting with Susie. I think what was tearing me up was the thought that she was the one who kind of started this, and that I guess like that I missed the signs that she was offended by me. And so that I think has been the most tense, the most like the thing that stuck around with me emotionally and within my body. But thank you for this meeting. Thank you for what you said. Thank you. It looks like we got it's getting busy out there, so I'm gonna head on out. But you and I are closing, so we can talk more when we do the vault tonight. We're auditing the ATM tonight as well, right? I'll make sure I let my husband know we won't be home until like 8. Anyways, thank you. Appreciate you. Bye.